Hello, you are watching TV9 News. I am Amrita. Supreme Court on Wednesday stayed Bombay High Court's controversial judgment in a POCSO case where it said without skin-to-skin contact touching of a minor girl's chest couldn't amount to sexual assault under POCSO Act. The judgment has not sit right with a lot of people, as we told you in a previous video. Now it has come to the light that the same Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court had in yet another POCSO case ruled that holding hands of a 5-year-old girl and opening the zipper of pants wouldn't amount to sexual assault. Instead, had charged the accused for sexual harassment under Section 354A of the IPC. The difference this time again is lesser imprisonment time. Now, there's a lot of debate around the interpretation of sexual assault as defined under the POCSO Act. We discussed this with senior Supreme Court advocate Geeta Luthra on what exactly it means and how the Nagpur bench has interpreted it.
We have to look at the definition of sexual assault. Whoever with sexual intent touches the vagina, penis, anus, or breast of a child, or makes the child touch the vagina, penis, anus, or breast of such person, or any other person, or does any other act with sexual intent, which involves physical contact without penetration, is said to commit sexual assault. So there are two aspects. One is touching, and the other is physical contact. And the sexual intent, according to me, can't be doubted, because you're not touching or groping the breast without sexual intent. So the intent, according to me, the judge has noted. What the judge has, I believe, judge's viewpoint on touching or physical contact has been a rather narrow definition, where the court looks at it that touch should be physical, skin to skin touch. Now, in
But
some
that is
ways,
not mentioned in the definition at all, whether it needs to be skin to skin or not.
yes. So, in fact, there is a English judgment of the Court of Appeals R versus H, where the same defense was taken. In fact, perhaps this defense has also been taken in some pending cases in India already. But this particular case, R versus H, the Court of Appeal holds that touching means touching even from the clothing. So the question here is, will clothing be added in terms of the English law, which is the Sexual Offences Act? Was it an offense? And the court said that you don't need to be physically touching, or you don't need to have skin to skin touch. So this is a question of interpretation, right or wrong, by English courts. Indian courts, even though there seems to be a view that Indian courts have pronounced on it, I was looking at a Bombay court judgment, which seems to say, which was a judgment where a person grabbed a child's or groped a child's breast. And there the issue whether she was clothed or not clothed did not come into operation.
So, what is the difference here between assault and harassment and the IPC sections and POCSO Act?
The language the court uses, perhaps in para 18 of her judgment, is really trying to say in that para 18 that it has not been described in specific details. Now, of course, because the court felt that a case punishable as sexual assault 3 to 5 years, which is sexual assault as defined, and then she discusses this description of skin to skin contact, says it does not have the specific details and therefore says 354 is made out. Now, 354 is not gender neutral, unlike
Yes.
the POCSO Act. So that has one disadvantage. So imagine if you are talking about touching or groping a boy's sexual organs, you would be saying that by outside the clothing, then by that definition, you would not be able to bring it under 354. And
So the
because
accused can walk free if hypothetically
they
victim
can,
was a boy.
yes.
Now, two things that we can learn from here is that the definition of sexual assault under POCSO Act does not find any mention about the presence or the absence of clothes. Other judgments in similar cases in India and in the United Kingdom had never considered the presence of clothes as a criterion. 2. If hypothetically speaking, the victim was a male child, then the accused could have virtually walked free because under the current charges decided by the Nagpur bench of Section 354 of IPC only sees women as the victim, while POCSO is a gender-neutral act. Do let us know what you think of the Bombay High Court's judgment on this. Thank you for watching. Also like, share and subscribe to TV9 News.